Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's an All You Can Geek Gamecast. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Mike Sneedy,
What's up?
Corey Feinsat,
Ahoy.
and Tony Korkanakis.
Yo.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners. Welcome, viewers. Live on Twitch, Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock Eastern. Love you guys to join us here. If you can't, though, life's busy. I get it. We get it. Be sure to check us out over on YouTube and subscribe so you know when we post to either channel. All right. Getting into what we've been up to, guys. Not much gaming this week. I've been working on a little project. I did play more God of War and more Slay the Spire. So I still need to finish Act 3. For me, I get there. I've got the strategy, like you guys said, like conserve. Like the first run, don't. If you have to, like, if you can't build your deck really in that first run, like, in my opinion, like, I don't know. You have to establish that deck in that run, essentially. And if you can't, then just give up.
That first act you're talking about?
Yeah, I feel like I got to get like a good.
You're saying run, but it's like you have one run and then you're done.
No, yeah, I meant deck. I'm sorry, I meant deck. I meant like when I'm thinking about that's my run in my mind, and like I need to have that theme established for it by the end of that, or like sure. 2 is just a mess if I get to Act 2, and if I can stumble into Act 3, there's no shot. So, but still working on that. It's a great game. So the fact that it's just pick up and pick up whenever you want.
Have you beaten
nice.
Act 3 yet?
No, I still haven't. That's what I said. I still haven't.
No, I wasn't sure.
No, I need to spend more time on it too. I do need to put more time into it and really. Oh, that was the other thing. Also, I just almost like I just do something stupid, like just something dumb that every run, and I'm like, you idiot. That's no.
Are you planning your path like before you start?
Yeah.
Like, do you look up through the map and say, this is the way I'm going to go?
I do. Yeah, I do. But it's not that. It's more about me in the combat, in the mode. I just make some stupid mistake with it, adding it, and I just like,
or get the multiple enemies
the wrong time.
God, you got to take your time. Like, game will, like, you could just stare at it for an hour if you need to, like, calculate.
Yeah, I know. And that's what I'm messing up right there. So, but anyways, that's pretty much it. God of War is still a great game. I'm still playing that. I'm what am I at? 14 hours now? 14 hours in. So making some time, making some progress. That's it. Tony?
Yeah, I was doing a victory lap in Resident Evil. I was trying to get one of the achievement things, and I realized I should be doubling down and trying to get a no heal run and the speed run done at the same time. So I might just restart, just to bang them out in one attempt. So I might do that. But yeah, also just playing a lot of Slay the Spire 2. I reached Ascension 10 on the defect yesterday, which is crazy because, oh man, like, I threw away 2 runs yesterday just because I, like, didn't math correctly, or I totally forgot to use an ability. I'm like, beginning of turn, I'm like, okay, I need to use this ability at this exact moment. And I forgot. And I was like, oh my God. Like,
I play on my Steam Deck a lot. Actually, mostly 99%. And to go to the next turn is Y, but there's no confirmation. And sometimes I've hit it by accident.
Oh, no.
Like, God. And so that just ruins the entire thing, because now you've just like wasted your entire turn, which you need to set up for the next thing. And so it's like, well, I'm like way deep in Act 2, but we're here, and so I'm starting over.
I will say that probably happened early on with me, where I've just cleared the turn accidentally, even on my Mac. There should be a end your turn option, like a little pop-up thing that should definitely be there.
There is an option where you have to press and hold to confirm the end turn. Oh, so I was just go in the options and enable that.
Oh, because I will add that. Yeah, okay. So that's by default. Yeah, jeez.
Because there's been a couple times where like, I'll have an ability that's like, oh, if you have no cards in hand, draw a card and get like an energy or something like that. So like sometimes I just got caught up into like add 1, 2, 3, right? Because of the energy. I'm like flip, click, flick, turn. And I do it before the animation where it's like, oh, shuffle the deck, draw a new card, and I'm like, no, like, oh, I could have saved 10 health, like, fuck me, and just
But that's what I'm saying. By like one little mistake for me, it's like it just adds, there's so many moving parts, and it's just like
one of the runs yesterday was literally on the last boss.
Yeah,
I threw it away. I was like, I rage quit. I was like, I gotta walk away from my computer for a bit.
Yeah, That's the danger of having it on my very expensive laptop, I guess. Like if I get that angry, oh no. Yeah. So all right. Cool. So that's Corey.
I'm playing more Borderlands, getting ready. New DLC's dropping in a couple days, so
Good.
playing that new Vault Hunter coming out too, so I'm excited for that. They're doing some nice quality of life stuff if you do multiple characters. So like before you had to kind of unlock everything on every character. This update is gonna make it so it's shared progress now. So certain things like that are just kind of tedious you do on one character, it'll be unlocked for you on the other characters. Yeah. And then with the new Vault Hunter, you can start them at like certain level to just jump right into DLC if you wanted to, or start from scratch. Yeah. So it's like nice to just quality of life stuff. You don't have to like start from the very beginning or like grind to get to the point where you are naturally. Yeah. So I'm excited for that. So those are my two games right now: Borderlands and Slay the Spire.
Cool. All right, Mike.
Okay. So it's all right. Someone here has played the biggest lightning rod release of the year, and that was me. I have
Crimsoned it up.
I got Crimson Desert for some reason. Crimson Desert. Okay.
You like punishing yourself.
He likes to hate play games, folks. We've said this before.
It's very polarizing the reviews. So
well, here's the thing. The game is a lot better after like 2 patches they rushed out. At first,
you got a lot of work done on those patches quickly.
I know. At first, especially on PS5, it was a game that did not want to be played. You couldn't look at the map. If you looked at the map, it would crash like 50% of the time, which is ridiculous. They didn't have enough storage space. They didn't have enough fast travel stuff.
Do you think they're guilty of just pushing it out and having this stuff already known, bugs, and they were working on it? That's how the patches were done that fast?
Maybe, probably. It definitely could have waited a bit. And so they've also they tweaked that. They've made things mostly easier that were hard. That said, the story is still so silly. It's so silly. And it's interesting because every sort of interaction is kind of like fully modeled and acted out. And but your main character, I like a silent protagonist, a stoic guy, but it seems like he has like missing lines. Like he's just, you should talk here or say something or react to your. I
Must
guess.
Use AI.
Yeah. But this is definitely one of those games that gets better the more you play it. And not just because of the patches. The beginning is bad though. It's just flat out bad. It's a bad start to this game. And I can see the 7s, I can see the 6s. They're not way off base, especially with the technical problems it had on release. But as you go on, it's just, there's so many things to unlock as far as abilities, and they're what you saw in those, trailers where you can swing around on some like thing, you can force push, you can fly, you can upgrade all that. There's a bunch of mini games. There's ways to get passive income and resources. There's multiple playable characters. You can build a camp and, upgrade all that. But the quest design is just stupid as well. It's just, it's not always logical, like what you do next. You just got to look in the menu and see, go talk to someone who might want to talk to you over here. It's like, oh, okay. So it depends on how much you value story in your games. This game is clearly going for like a kind of Breath of the Wild, Elden Ringy vibe to it, where it's just exploration and a sandbox, except it's just more different things to do. And the bosses are pretty hard when you find them. I must have overlooked some puzzles as well because a lot of them are pretty hidden. So you will see people who swear this is a piece of shit game. That's like, it's wonky and crappy and broken and stupid. And then you see people be like, oh, this is the best game I've played in a decade. It has so much depth and whatever. And they're both right. As far as I can tell, they're both right. This is this is a 7 because it's a 10 out of 10 for people, or like a 5 out of 10. Like, that's the type of game this is. I don't know how, like, completionists can be in this. I probably won't go crazy about this, like, but it is something that, you can play for like 3+ hours straight, and the time just gets lost, and you just do
I mean,
stuff.
it's a ginormous game. I can't.
Right.
I mean, you can't argue that. I've seen so
Is
much
that
of
a
it
good thing
just
for
looking
this
at it
type of
online.
game, though?
I don't know if that's good though. I mean, is it good content? Like it looks beautiful,
reminds
but
it reminds me of a little bit of KCD because of the outdoor settings. That's Kingdom Come Deliverance, but also like a Tears of the Kingdom type deal or an Elden Ring type deal. Those are the games that it apes the most, where the story is not necessarily apparent or important, but there's all these different activities and things to explore and lots of physics-based stuff going on. Um, I just I hope it continues to get better as I unlock more things, and I certainly am motivated to unlock more things. So yeah, we'll see what happens when I set up all the passive resource and income stuff in the game, if that really opens it up or not. But
I think for
What
me was
is
they
this
this
game
definitely
just
fixed
developer?
seemed like if I just wait
Oh,
2 years, I'll get it for half price, if not, and if not cheaper, and it'll be way better. So
probably. I mean,
that's what I would rush out.
I wouldn't say, although I am pleasantly surprised with the speed at which they patched some major issues. If they keep doing that, it's
hmm.
a good sign. But yeah, the only thing I would say, just if you care about story first games, you're not gonna like this game. The story, it could be interesting, but it's laid out in such an illogical way, and your just character just doesn't talk when he should. He barely talks. I don't get it.
it's
Like,
not for me. It's definitely not for me. So I just
well, I mean,
this
if you
kind of a
like Tears
game.
of the Kingdom or Elden Ring, I mean, that's the thing. Like,
I
No, it's
was
not.
kind of
It's not the
banking on this
same.
game being
it is in
amazing
some ways the
because
same.
one of my bold predictions was I needed a Korean developer to do well.
Well, they announced 3 million
It,
Yeah,
sales, so I mean,
yeah,
you know.
it's sold well. It's just,
it's selling well. It's just like I for like an RPG. Like I don't know. I just feel like there should be more of a
really
story
an
hook.
RPG.
I don't know.
There's a obviously there's abilities to that you can unlock, but you don't. There's no real choices, I don't think, and things you don't like have levels to you. There is levels to the armor you can get, and you can upgrade your like skill tree, but I I wouldn't really classify it as an RPG. Again, it's like an RPG, kind of like a Tears of the Kingdom type deal,
Hmm.
like in that way.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
The jury's still out for if I'm gonna really like this or hate it by the end of my time with it, but we'll see. I'm again it's an upward trajectory as I'm playing it so far, so that's a good sign.
All right. Okay. Well, their stock plunged nearly 30% following the reviews.
Yes, it was
Um,
less reviewed, worse than because everyone thought this would be like 85 plus, like the second coming, the way it was hyped, and
No.
the fact that it's so divisive or just it wasn't good on
Well, so
release.
many of these types of games come out unfinished, so I'm like not really surprised by everything you're saying. It's like, oh, well, the game's coming out, but
And the
we
game
have
was
so
in
much more
development
work
for
to do.
7 years, so like,
Yeah.
It's huge though.
yeah.
I mean,
It's
how long was
very
Cyberpunk in
ambitious.
development for?
no, I
Like
get that.
20.
I get that, and I waited for
It
Cyberpunk.
remind me.
I waited two
It did
years.
remind me a bit of Cyberpunk with the pause screen crashes. I'm like, oh, this reminds me of Cyberpunk.
It's
Yeah.
just like you see it every time. It's like nobody's learning from these other like things that come out.
I mean, what do
Just
they need
keep
People
to learn?
repeating.
doesn't matter to
They got
some
3 million.
people.
They've got 3 million sales. What do they
Yeah.
need to learn about? They got it.
I don't understand where the hype came for this game. That's why I was like, what has this developer done that
It's
got so many
mostly the
people so
trailers.
hyped?
They showed trailers for a while of just all the different things you can do. It looks crazy. It kind of is crazy. And they only showed PC footage too, and it looks graphically crazy as well when it's
Hmm.
ratcheted up in something that can handle it. You do have to do a little tweaking with your PS5 as well to make it look decent too, but it's fine.
Yeah. By default, that's not optimized.
They've added an option to change that in the game that they didn't have already. The 120 hertz mode, that if it's automatic, it will just degrade your resolution automatically. It was a mess. It was absolutely a mess on release. It's still a bit janky.
Yeah. All right. Let's, as I mentioned, that was in the news. Let's get into some news for the games. Let's see. Where do we? I'm trying to. So much bad news. Good God. I'm like, what do we finish with? I don't want to finish with bad news. There we are. All right. So let's talk about layoffs. We had 2 today, right? Yeah, 2 today. Jason Schreier was reporting. One was PlayStation is closing Dark Outlaw Games, a studio formed last year by the former Call of Duty lead Jason Blundell. I remember talking about that. So, yeah, that's shutting down. Dark Outlaw Games is shutting down. And possibly the bigger one here to talk about is also Epic Games laid off today.
Sony's also shutting down the VXX company, Pixamondo or something, which they're the ones that are behind Game of Thrones, House of Dragon, The Boys. And they just bought them like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And they also won Oscars and Emmys for their visual effects work. But that's
and then
more
Epic, which is doing Epic Games, 1,000 employees, over 1,000.
Yeah,
employees laid off today. It's crazy times with these, just all in general. I mean, you say video games, but everything right now. But especially video games, we're feeling it. A lot of employees. I saw somebody post that they were out with pneumonia last week from Epic, and I guess was somebody big there in terms of keeping the place together, and now he's gone. They let him go, and he would be working from home constantly. And somebody posted after that post saying, if they let this guy go, nothing's getting done over there.
No, I mean that's it's a shame because again, I mean 1,000 people. That's like I think a quarter of their workforce was the estimates I saw, which is insane. And honestly, this goes back to the whole thing where if Fortnite, which is one of the, if not the biggest, one of the top 3 games as service games, if they're not making enough money to not lay people off, right? And I'm not denying that there's probably some Tim Sweeney fuckery going on because it's a privately owned company, but for it to be all of a sudden, we need to lay off 1,000 people, that should be the canary in the coal mine to stop chasing these fucking games as a service trends where it's like, we need our Fortnite, we need our Call of Duty, we need our our Escape from
absolutely
Tarkov, right?
Like when are they going to wake up from that? Like you're wasting millions into this this.
Well, investors are stupid. Like the big investors are stupid because they look at something like that and go, "Oh, yeah, I'll give you money to do one of these," right? It's like, yeah, Overwatch is doing great. Yeah, if you do an Overwatch clone, I'll give you money. It's like, oh, well, it's going to take 5 years, and who knows where the market will be? Who knows if that game will even be relevant in 5 years? But yeah,
absolutely,
sure, we'll make one of those. And if we have to lay off people, then fuck it, whatever.
Yep, no,
it just seems like they don't understand that, and I don't understand how they don't understand this given their jobs, that markets have ceilings. Like there's not exponential growth doesn't continue exponentially ever with anything.
Right. But again, it just goes back to like investors being dumb. And I'll say Tim Sweeney, who's the CEO of Epic Games, privately owned company, is an investor himself in his own company, right? But they saw these fucking stupid profit like growth periods during COVID, right? Where again, nobody could go out, nobody could go on a vacation. So they had nothing better to do with their money and time than spend it on video games, right? And maybe movies at home, whatever. But yeah, it's like they saw the highs of that and they're like, wow, we could continue to get like double-digit growth year over year. This will be fine. So we'll scale up to meet the demands that we need to, and then after a couple of years, when it starts to go reverse the trend because life goes on, we have to lay people. I mean, even Facebook / Meta, they just laid off like 1,000 people the other week too.
Yep. Yeah.
The Meta, you remember like a decade ago when Mark Zuckerberg was like, you're gonna have work meetings and Meta, like you're gonna have your avatar, blah blah blah. Like he missed like $100 billion of that.
Yeah. And you're gonna buy real estate in Meta.
I just Fortnite is crazy because everyone's aiming for it, but I also wonder how much they must constantly pay in licensing fees for like
it's gotta be a shit
all
ton.
of that. It's got to be that might be it. Like really.
Yeah, I mean, he cited, they're spending more than they're earning, which is always eye opening to say the
It's
least.
not a good strategy.
No, it's
No.
definitely not a good strategy, and you got to cut the bleeding, and that's the unfortunately people are the first to go. And then back to Sony again. I'll say this every time Sony lays off a studio or does mass firings. They always love to tout in their investor relations. Oh, we're having the best generation ever, the best quarter, the best year, whatever. Because PlayStation 5 is so awesome, we're so awesome. We're winning the war, blah blah. But they're always laying people off. So
And
why?
closing studios too. Closing studios.
And I want to move this conversation into the marathon numbers. Which,
yes, go ahead.
I hate to be right sometimes, guys. I do. I hate to be right sometimes. But
I don't believe that.
It's looking like just barely over 1 million units of marathon so far, with the majority, I think 70-something% on PC, which is not good.
No, there's not been a lot of chatter about this game for me that I've seen. So
I could care. I mean, I was like, oh, just put on my anticipated. Like it actually looks good. Like it's gonna be good. Okay, and no, I don't have any desire
It seems
for
like
it
the
at all.
people who actually play it like it, but that's not a lot of people.
Right,
But
exactly.
It's not enough people.
That's the key here. That's the key because
It's not growing.
It's too scary to invest. Even I know it's $40, but even if you might like it, the question marks around if this game is going to be around in a month or two, it's too scary to be like, all right, I'm going to buy this and try to get into it for $40 and my time and energy to try to play a live service game, and then it goes away. This is why, contrary to what some people think, this is why consumers do care about the numbers, how well something's doing.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
you have to invest into it.
Well, in
like
this
time,
in this
energy,
part in
and
this
money.
area, yeah, and I absolutely 100% get that. Like that's a $40 investment on a game that you think could be shut down next week because we just saw it happen for a free game. So yeah, like I get
honestly,
that.
if I had confidence in it, I might check it out, but I don't have confidence that it'll stick around, so I won't.
No, I mean, the thing is, I'm not a fan of Bungie. I don't think I've hid that very well over the past 10 years. But the fact that they're like, hey, again, we'll make an extraction shooter. We're good at shooters, right? Despite them for decades now saying that they want to move on from shooters. But let's release another shooter, and hey, the gameplay is going to be excellent, guys. Our gunplay is really good. It's like, yeah, but an extraction shooter, it just has to be good enough, right? It doesn't, like, the extraction part is the bigger emphasis than the shooter part. But apparently nobody at fucking Bungie spoke up when they're designing this fucking game because, again, so Bungie asked that reviewers delay their reviews until this new map came out, which just came out last week, called Cryo, I think, or something like that. And that barely moved the needle with everybody because they found out it's only open on the weekends. And so I guess their logic is, during the week, you'll grind and go through the rigmarole of an extraction shooter where you might not get out all the time. More likely not, because it seems like there's a heavy PvP emphasis in this game compared to Arc Raiders.
Yeah.
So it's like, invest time during the week, get beat up, get fucked, waste your time some nights, so that you can go into this raid map at the end of the week during the weekend. Like, I'm just baffled that somebody's like, yes, this is a good gameplay loop. This will draw in millions and millions of people. They love doing that, right? And I just want to be like, are you fucking stupid? Because the whole fact of like Battle Royale is that, you're gonna have a bad map or a match where you just get shit on immediately, and you're like, okay, well, I'm just gonna queue up again, right? That's not the same in an extraction shooter where you're like, oh, cool. Could you say that again? Siri going off, but you're not gonna spend 10, 15 minutes in a match and then be like, oh, I just lost everything. Cool. That's gonna make me definitely want to play this game some more. So,
absolutely.
Like I said, they grabbed the wrong trend with extraction shooters. This probably should have been a, what is it called? I forgot what you said.
Could you say that again? Oh my god.
That's Siri.
I didn't even say anything that time. I was just listening.
You said sorry, which is, I guess, can be picked up as that. That's
Battle Royale. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Battle
I
Royale.
mean, it's
Yeah,
not
sorry.
popular anymore, aside from Fortnite, which apparently is not popular anymore.
Popular
Not
enough
popular
to
enough.
to make the
Yeah.
numbers. Yeah.
So, but this
Yeah.
probably would have been better served as a battle royale game than an extraction shooter, I think, especially since, yeah, everyone who plays it, it's PvP almost exclusively. Like the whole sort of extraction angle that everyone loved about Arc Raiders is not there. The whole, are we friendly? Are we not?
Yeah, and that's the whole thing.
That's
Is
part of
I still play Arc Raiders because I had a really good moment actually today on my lunch break. I went into a map and I was just looking, and there's two dudes like on the floor below me, and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna cause problems right now. So I start chucking grenades at the one dude. The other guy fires at me, so I fire at this dude. He downs me, but then the other guy that I was killing originally kills that guy. And he's like, dude, I was helping you. What the F? And then another person came out of nowhere and shot that dude. So like just because I decided to cause problems, like 3 people just wound up dying. And I was like, all right, well, I didn't risk anything. I was on a free kit, so get banged
So
on.
yeah, I have kind of stopped playing Arc Raiders. I did once I
Yeah,
upgraded
that's
all my workbenches. I'm like, all right, I don't know what else there is to do in this game.
You gotta do the
But
reset.
yeah.
You gotta do the reset.
it doesn't sound fun to me.
But yeah,
All right.
Bungie, not long for this
All right.
world.
No. So I swear I just saw you post a Matt Piscatella article about the Switch 2 sales, but I can't find it.
I didn't post it in.
I swear you did.
I posted it in general. I didn't post it in.
Oh, I must.
Yeah, I was looking in
missed it.
general. Am I missing it?
Oh.
Anyways, right now I'm going to report. Bloomberg today had a report that Nintendo is planning on cutting its Switch output over 30% due to weak sales. So they'll be going from 6 million planned to launch over the quarter to 4 million units. But I know that there it is. Wait, no, that's not it. I can't find it. I don't know why I cannot find it. I'm like skimming over it. I'm probably missing it. But so Matt Piscatella, I know, came out saying it's like the number one selling console right now for the year. I'm not saying it's good hardware sales right now. Maybe it's not. So I don't know. It's also in the market. Like it could be pricey
So
to
here's the
have
thing.
this
So
system.
the author of this article, who's still somehow at Bloomberg, loves to like poke the bear when it comes to Nintendo and Sony for some reason. Because he's done this before for Sony things, and I linked an article where Sony actually had to comment on when he did this for their PS5 in the first 2 years or so, being like, that's false. Like we don't know where that guy got that info from, but it's false. And it just seems like he's shit stirring again for click engagement, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm not even saying he's lying intentionally or anything like that. I could see Nintendo being like, "Hey, we're dropping the forecast or production from 6 million to 4 million." I could see that because of the state of the world right now, where inflation is enormous. Everything is going up in price.
Memory chips.
Electronics. I could see them being like, "Hey, well, the first quarter of the year is historically the lowest, so let's cut back a little bit and we can ramp up later, right?" That part I could see being true, but the fact that the Switch 2 sales are still the second best-selling system ever, only behind the GBA in the United States, is still a fact, and him trying to spin that like a failure is just kind of weird. And again, Matt Piscatella did he said the thing I scrolled up. He goes, "Wake up, babe. The spiritual successor to the Switch story is exhausted" article just dropped. Which,
that's
if
the
you
one.
don't remember,
Yeah, that's the link.
some organization said that after the first 2 years of the Switch, because of like one slow quarter, and it's just trailing the PS2 in lifetime sales. So, whatever, I get it. Journalists got to journalism sometimes, but this dude, author, is notorious for just twisting.
I will say, like, I've been to a lot of Targets recently, and none of them have been in stock at Target.
Yeah, because
usually I see a full shelf.
It's like the next.
Yeah.
It's the next Animal Crossing. It's huge.
Yeah.
But
so,
whatever.
All right. Let's see. We got the PlayStation. Destiny 2 news. I'm sorry. Destiny 2 collab with Magic the Gathering was announced.
Weird collaboration. You're getting some
Yeah,
Magic
that's
Gathering
very
stuff
weird.
within Destiny, like the Ghost skins, Sparrow. Yeah, it's just a weird combo. I was
It's
like, what?
a weird mix.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know where the. I mean, I guess
They did do a
you
Sony
want the player base.
collab with their cards, and bunch of stuff. So maybe this is them like giving back, whatever.
Oh, maybe. So. We have also development teams engaged for CD Projekt Red. They gave an update, like where their team allocations are. So many people are working on The Witcher 4 right now in their groups, really ramping up. But I will say the interesting thing is how much the ramp up for Cyberpunk 2 has been from this stat. So they've gone from 84 of February last year employees for Cyberpunk 2 being worked on to almost 150, 149. The Witcher stuff has increased by from 411 to 499 over the year essentially, and I get that it's good increase, but like it's pretty cool to see the way they ramp up their productions. So they're allocating, but yeah, Witcher 4 full steam ahead from them.
Yeah,
and Cyberpunk 2.
This I think is interesting because very few developers ever put out numbers like this, where it's like, hey, this many people are working on this game, this many people are working on this game. Because again, the way development cycles work is a lot of it is like pre-production, where you only have maybe a couple dozen.
You can see it.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. You can see it. It's so cool from this chart. Yeah.
And Witcher 4 specifically, you can see with so many people on it, they have to be in like the final year or two.
Oh, Mike, we lost you.
Yeah,
did we lose Mike?
No, guys. You lose Mike. I sort of warned you on purpose that my camera may go off. Okay.
Okay.
No, I was just wondering if something like we needed to be like, hey, get it. We got to get you out here. Like, that's what I was more about. I was like, oh.
I was like, oh, here we go.
Mike might be out pretty soon. Who knows? Anytime. Could be anytime.
Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting though. Like you said, Tony, it's interesting to see. Like you'll almost see the release schedule with this, essentially.
Oh, 100%. Like, it's probably coming within the next 2 years. So.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
See,
cool.
I do feel a little wary of just thinking about CD Projekt Red games so far before they come out, but we know their next two are in production for so long. So.
Yes. It's pretty neat to see these numbers and to be like, we're committed. Here's what we're doing, and a little transparency is always nice.
Yeah, because again, I think it
makes me want to.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yep, go on. No, I was gonna say it makes me want to buy their stuff a little more. Transparency and stuff.
Because I think they had so much goodwill with the Witcher series until Cyberpunk fiasco happened, and they burnt a lot of it. And I hope the takeaway from that was we can't let that happen ever again. So.
It just appears that way. Like, I mean, obviously you have to drop the game and make it successful the next one, but they're checking all the boxes right now. They really are doing a good job with stuff to rebound their image. So
hopefully the most important lesson for them was the fact that they had to treat consoles not fake out a lie where it's like, hey, every single time we're showing this game, it's on PC, so that when you buy it on your PS4 or Xbox One, you're not getting a slideshow, right? Like it's because again, that game was missing from PlayStation Network store for what, a year or two? Like
they wouldn't put it up there. Yeah,
they took it down. So.
And I played that.
Again, you punished yourself. I don't know why you did it.
I was excited, and you know what? It was still decent. I just had to keep pausing it when it sounded like my PlayStation was gonna take off.
Yeah. All right, let's talk Marvel Token Fighters. Marvel Token Fighting Souls. We got another team drop, the Amazing Guardians. So we talked about the second team being revealed. What's up?
Stupid as a team, but at least we have a new character.
Yeah. Penny Parker. So the team will be led by Spider-Man, featuring Ms. Marvel, Star-Lord, and the newcomer Penny Parker. So
kind of all over the place. Whatever.
It's a weird team. Yeah, it is definitely. It's cool though. The time schedule for them for this is actually really well done so far. Like to keep the hype going to their release. Like I can see what they're doing here, and it's a great pace. Great pace. That's what I'm looking for. Well-paced timing for announcements. Because just as you like lose your little interest in the game, they bring it back with this team announcement. They can just keep doing that with the different teams they're going to show us.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
Great. Yeah. And I think did I miss anything from the news? I don't think I did, because I didn't want to end on bad news. That's what we always seem to do that, and I was like, we're not doing it tonight. So we did good. That's going to wrap it up then for us folks tonight. that's going to put a bow on the Gamecast. So we hope you enjoyed the movies and the games this week. We are going to come back at you next week. Stay tuned. Once again, Twitch Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock Eastern. YouTube has all of the content though previously and new. So subscribe. That way you know when we post. We'll see you guys next week. We are out.